I didn't need presenter notes anyway. All right, sorry about that. I still think I can get us out of here on time. Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Donstanton Rourke. I am the Hyku product owner. Hyku is a turnkey digital repository solution built on the Samvera software stack. It is an opinionated, turnkey, ready to go out of the box, essentially application of the Hyrax repository system. And it is configurable out of the gate for multi-tenant use, but it is also usable for single tenant use. And the kind of primary use case for it is that it does not require developer configuration once it is installed. One of the big updates this year is changes to the roles and governance for the Hyku management community. So my role as product owner is new this year. It continues through the middle of next year. Rob Kaufman is continuing as tech lead as he transitions into the community technology coordinator position next year. And we currently also have a community developer funded out of the IMLS grant funds, Tracy McCormick from West Virginia University. The initial funding for these positions, or for the breaking out of the product owner and community developer positions, comes out of an IMLS grant, and part of the work that we are doing in that grant is exploring techniques for transitioning that from the grant funding to community funded structures. One of the outputs of the grant is a study that we have contracted from IOI, which is Invest in Open, who will be presenting on Thursday of this week with some of their findings and recommendations. We've seen initial versions of some of their reports, but their fuller reports are forthcoming. They did a lot of interviews, a lot of assessment of the Hyku community, and we're really excited to see what comes out of that. So that's a presentation that I'm looking forward to further this week. Some important big changes that have come to Hyku since we met at Samvera Virtual Connect earlier this year is the release of Hyku 6.1 and then also a 6.1.1 with a few additional bug fixes. But 6.1 brought in a lot of important, mostly under the hood, stabilizing changes, upgraded a number of dependencies, made a number of improvements to importing, exporting, to the implementation of bulk racks. Also gave users the ability to change their bulk racks mappings from the administrative settings dashboard. So again, giving repository administrators more control over their repository without requiring developer intervention. And then currently 6.2 is in release candidate 4. That release is imminent. It's ready to go to a main release really at any time. It may happen this week. And the big inclusion in 6.2 is flexible metadata, which at this point is integrated and stable in 6.2. Flexible metadata takes further that concept of giving repository administrators and also super administrators the capacity to make configuration changes in their repositories without developer intervention. And so it provides a framework through the dashboard, through the user interface for users to make changes to certain aspects of the metadata configurations of their of works and collections in their repositories, and apply that through iterative schemas so that further changes don't break works that were uploaded on earlier versions, but then you can update those earlier works to the newer metadata profiles. And in fact, you can enforce those changes so that works can remain at earlier versions. But if they're updated, they have to come into conformity with the new requirements that you've established. In addition to being able to make those configurations on a tenant by tenant basis, use the repository administrator, um, there's also the capacity to create context specific schemas within your repository. So if you have highly specific metadata needs, you can create an admin set and tie specific metadata profiles to that admin set. All of this thought through in ways that don't create conflicts for shared search environments or for OAI exports. Keep certain elements of the Blacklight, the Solar database, the configuration of the code protected from potential interventions by users, but also giving users the ability to make these changes. One thing that came in late in the 6.2, the flexible metadata application development, was a YAML validator, so that at least the most egregious possible bugs that you might be able to introduce with certain configurations of the YAML are being looked for. And so at the point when you go to upload the edited metadata schema, certain changes that would be logical problems for the system and would cause issues at the tenant level or even the overall installation level are caught and prevented at that point. So it's at this point has been very, very tested, is a very robust, very stable version, and I'm very excited to see it released. Coming up, oh, here's more about flexible metadata. So the primary things the flexible metadata will enable you to do that'll be of use to repository administrators is you can determine whether fields are required or not. So you could set things as requirements that are not already requirements, and vice versa. You can change the labeling of fields on the show page. You can determine which fields do or don't show up on search pages. Those are some of the major ones. There are other things that you can do as well, but very exciting to see that release. Now, some of the upcoming things in Hyku is we are already well at work in Hyku 7.0, which brings a lot of those Hyku Hyrax integrations in, but Hyku 7.0 includes an upgrade to Rails 7.2. It will upgrade the version of Hyrax that's integrated into Hyku to the 5.2 release. Currently, it's on a sort of custom branch of Hyrax. This is also the 7.0 Hyku and 5.2 Hyrax releases involve bringing flexible metadata that's in Hyku into the Hyrax environment. So 7.0 is well in progress, and so will release, I think, in fairly short order. Also upcoming, outside of the technical development, we have a development sprint funded through the IMLS Sustaining Hyku grant. And so we are at work now doing some community polling and other processes to determine what will go into that grant, and that'll be contracted out early 2026. And we are currently exploring AI-generated metadata in a form that will be integratable into Hyku importing through the Samvera AI working group. And the AI working group will be presenting later this week, I believe Thursday afternoon. So if you're interested, you'll want to show up to that, and we'll talk more about that. A little bit more about Valkyrie and Knapsack. They came in with the 6.0 release earlier this year, but Valkyrie is a continuing work in progress, and the work of moving aspects of the Valkyrized work into Hyrax are ongoing. And I also want to shout out Knapsack, came in with 6.0. Knapsack is a wrapper around your particular implementation of Hyku that makes development, deployment, and upgrading a lot easier. I have now been through multiple upgrades prior to Knapsack and multiple version upgrades since Knapsack, and Knapsack really does make a night and day difference. So here's a graphic that Rob made that I've stolen, but this shows how Knapsack lays on top of your implementation, and just it makes the process of development and upgrading so much simpler. So we We love Knapsack. Also, since the last time we've met, we now have 2 demo sites that are up and available. Hyku Staging, where we can test PRs on the current release candidate, and Hyku Demo, a more public demo site for the current main release. If you are interested in having demo tenants on either of those sites, you can scan that QR code, or contact me, and we can get that set up. In the Haiku community, we have a Haiku interest group that meets on the final Thursday of each month, that's been administered by Christine Peterson, and it's this year has really taken off, especially. I'm really, really happy with what's going on in the Haiku interest group. We also have a Haiku user water cooler, so no devs allowed, but all users or interested users come to that. And it's also been a very, very good productive time. So contact me if you're interested in attending the Haiku user water cooler. Of course, there's the Slack channel in the Samvera Slack. Want to shout out Notch 8 for all of the work that they've put in on haiku development this year. Also, West Virginia University, who is a recent Samvera partner and is in the process of adopting haiku. And of course, Tracy McCormick working with West Virginia University, but they've been very involved in haiku development and exploration this year. Thank you. And I think we have a minute for questions.